Hello, everybody, and welcome to Week 9 here in the 712 Breaks Cup Series here in CTC and SRL tonight. Here at the legendary Charlotte Motor Speedway in Charlotte, North Carolina. Concord as well. Whichever one you want to go with. Tonight we're at one of those classic mile and a halves. 42 cars in session. Fastest on the board in practice right now is the 51 of Bradley Wilson, followed by teammate Garrett Wolfharder. So those two Shenandoah Shine cars showing some speed already in practice. Got Brian Martin, Dave Hoytsma, and Cole Owen running up top 5 in practice. 30 seconds left. A lot of drivers out there finishing up their final couple of laps. Get as much practice in as they can before qualifying starts in just a few seconds. Take a look down the backstretch. You can see the sun is kind of setting, so that's going to change how these guys drive. The backstretch completely draped in sunlight. But the front stretch, got a few spots where the shadows kind of stretch out. And the spots with shadows, especially in turns 1 and 2, if we can bring that up as well. Turns 1 and 2, you can see the entry to turn 1 and 2 is shaded. And that's going to give you a lot more grip in those spots, especially you can see Bradley Wilson was running up toward the top right there, where the wall casts a shadow. It's also going to be a little bit more grip up there. So that's going to allow these guys to kind of open up some lanes on the top as the sun falls, which it will. This race will end at nighttime, so the track's going to cool down a lot as this race goes on. Speaking of weather, let's take a look at our current weather as qualifying starts. 80 degrees in the air, 98 degree track temp, partly cloudy, 10-mile-an-hour winds with 38% humidity. Drivers getting out on track right now. Like our first is going to be the 50 of Ryan File. All the way up to that wall to start lap 1. Come across the line, take the green flag on his first lap. We're at the top lane. Lap number 1. Look around, Hayden Lowell had a rough race here last season. Got involved in 2 wrecks that he didn't have any part of, and barely made the final 4 because of it. I want to talk about Andrew Beach. If I can find him. Previous winner here in Season 5. So we know Andrew has speed here. Nolan Walker, first lap time at the top of the board. Sporting a new paint scheme out here this week, that Kroger number 77. For Nolan, not going to be faster. Garrett Wolfharder goes to the top of the board on lap 2, 29.75. Very good lap there for the 32 team. Ronnie Holmes to second. Nolan Walker gets bumped down to third. Now down to fourth as Quinn Newton puts in third fastest. There's still 42 cars, so nobody's going home tonight. Good 2 here. Greenwell on track, finishes up lap 1. Hayden Lowell, top of the board, 29.65 for the 56. As a full 10th faster than Wolfenbarger. As a killer lap for the 56 team. Few minutes left in qualifying. I think that's when I'll see our late qualifiers start to come out. Brad Patton, one of our drivers looking into the playoffs. The cut line is getting tight. This is the second to last race of the regular season. Next week is Talladega. So those guys wanting good points to get into the chase really got to do it tonight because Talladega is anybody's race. Patton, he's sitting in that 16th spot. About 70 points outside of the top 12, so he's a good night tonight. That is going to be a pretty good lap for the 7 team. Actually top of the board, so not just pretty good, it's very good. Pole position for the number 7 of Brad Patton, followed by the other Brad right behind him, 200 slower. Really good lap for him as well. Bradley Wilson goes to second. Blake Giglio loves to qualify late. Here he comes. Right on board with him for his second lap. About to complete his first lap right now. Alright, we're going to have to stop the stream for just a moment. We're having some bitrate issues. Giglio, top of the board, ties the lap time of the 7 of Patton, but iRacing gives him it on the 10,000th digit, and he is faster to the 10,000th than Brad Patton. We will be right back. Got to fix some issues with the stream. Sorry about the low quality. Give me just 1 second. Alrighty, welcome back. Sorry about that. Hopefully the stream quality has improved. Bitrate was down to about 2,500. Should be at our normal bitrate now for what we normally do. Warm up beginning right now, so we'll take a look at our grid and talk to some of our drivers up front. Good word with that 16 right off the bat. Blake, it's Lucas. You got me?
I'm on the phone. Can you give me like 2 seconds?
Yep. All right. Well, Blake's on the phone with somebody. We'll talk to somebody else. Hayden, it's Lucas. You got me?
Yep, I got you.
Sorry, I know this is the time where everybody gets stuff done before the race, but we want to talk to you. Starting in the second row tonight and fourth. Feel good about your speed?
Absolutely not. Charlotte is probably my worst mile and a half in terms of speed and performance-wise, but hopefully it goes better than last season. That's all I can hope for.
I got you. Only up from here, for sure. I don't know how things could get much worse than last time.
Compared to last season, yes, it's only up from there. But in terms of the starting position, I can go down very quickly.
Yeah,
there's a lot more positions below me than there is above me at the moment.
Well, hopefully that doesn't happen for your sake, man. Good luck.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna need it. Thank you.
All right, that was Hayden Lowell. Let's talk with. Let's see if we can find the 7. All right. Brad, it's Lucas. You got me?
Hello?
Hey, man. Well,
hold on, I got to pull over here, bub.
Oh, gosh.
I can barely hear you over my motor. Go ahead.
Well, man, we thought you had the pole there until some idiot decided to steal it by just a little bit, but still really strong speed for you tonight, starting on that front row. How are we feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. I think this race I might have to let the car come to me. Normally at Charlotte, I like to push the limits, and I think we're going to have a little bit different of a plan tonight and just kind of take it easy, let everybody else pull me around the track and maybe get some fuel mileage out of this because I want to go the most laps possible while maintaining the best speed possible.
Absolutely, man. Well, we'll be rooting for you. Good luck. See you after the race.
Appreciate it. Good pull there, Blakey.
Oh, man. All right. Well, somehow I'm still having some audio issues. Not supposed to be there, so I couldn't tell you what's going on right now with this stuff. Ah, okay.
Hitting him.
'77 coming in.
20 car pit, if I can.
Okay. Things should be correct now. That was weird.
Hey, David, can you give us some
45
bars
seconds
real quick?
remaining in warm-up, and we will get to our race.
You got him already.
Yeah, I'll be pitting in here, so go ahead. In 3.
Me too.
Pit, 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 pit.
Brad, do we got the old internet fixed for tonight?
All right, Lucas, I'm ready.
Made it.
Wasn't even his internet.
We're playing.
All right, let's get a word with our
You called for
pole
me.
sitter really quick. Hey, Blake, it's Lucas. You got me.
How's it going?
Well, man, starting on the pole position, you stole it by some sort of 10,000th of a second from Patton, so got good speed tonight. How we feeling?
Yeah, pretty good. I messed up my lineup a little bit out of 2, and then
Whoa,
I messed
whoa,
up a little
whoa,
bit
whoa,
in 3
whoa.
and 4. So we have a really
Hey,
fast
we
hot
like to
rod
live
tonight.
life on the edge here.
Shout out to Hayden for the strategy there on what to do.
They switched
Hopefully
where
we
we
can get this
grid.
thing in
We don't
victory
grid on the
lane
front
and,
stretch anymore.
Hopefully we can keep her clean here at least, right?
Boom.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's clean to the end. We'll see how that goes. Good luck.
Unbelievable.
Thank you.
Well, at least we'll have to spend
Well, it's Blake
55
Giglio
minutes
starting on
trying
the
to get
pole
ready
for
to
tonight's
move.
race. Just a moment to hand out the penalties we need to.
This is anarchy.
Oh,
We need to be back on the front stretch.
Can I please get my
Whoa.
ELL and drive through, please?
Just the time.
We can hear drivers chat, Lucas. I don't know if that's intentional or not.
No, it is not. That audio issues just through the roof tonight. OBS just not cooperating with me whatsoever.
Go in, Casey.
See if that... Okay, that might be it. There we go. Okay, as drivers roll off. Alright. Let's go through our grid. Starting on the pole for tonight's race, Blake Giglio in the 16, no surprise there. He's been up there all season. Brad Patton starting on his outside, really good speed for that 7, and he's going to need that for his chase hopes. Bradley Wilson starting in 3rd. Aiden Lowell starting in the 4th spot. Brian Martin starting 5th. Garrett Wolfenbarger starting 6th. Michael Christopher in 7th. Mateo Ortiz in 8th. Ronnie Holmes in 9th. Quinn Newton in 10th. Nolan Walker would have started 11th, but is receiving a drive-through for at-fault incidents. White McCombs starting 12th. Grant 11 starting 13th. Patrick O'Keefe in 14th. Dex Weisgood 15th. Jeff Price 16th. Corey Deal in 17th. Davis Greenwell in 18th. Logan Wilson 19th. Cliff Mullins 20th. Christian Delgado 21st. Dave Voitsma 22nd. Trenton Sneed 23rd. Cole Owen 24th. Ian Montrose 25th. Jesse Jones 26th. DG Swiss 27th. Brian Jackson 28th. Terry Grindell 29th. Nick Leo in 30th. Carl Collins 31st. Zachary Lance 32nd. Daniel Llewellyn 33rd. Garrett Warren 34th. Cody Lee 35th. Brian File 36th. Matt Grubb 37th. Nick Cooper in 38th. AC Grady is 39th. Also receiving an EOL for at-faults. Kenny Frisbee starting 40th. Not currently on the tracks. We'll see what happens there. Andrew Beach starting in 41st. And Jeremy Scherer starting in 42nd. Our grid for tonight's race. And 42 cars. I think that's our smallest field of the season so far. So 42, definitely still a lot of cars out here, but not a full field, which is surprising for Charlotte. Usually a pretty popular racetrack for people, so getting this late in the season, this is when you're going to start seeing fields drop off. This is really when you're going to start seeing these races go green. Not to jinx it or anything, but that's usually what happens. About halfway through the season, people get a head on their shoulders and we start going green through a lot of the race. See if that holds true tonight. We round out of turn 4. Barney has the green flag in his hand. And the green flag is in the air. We're racing at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Oh, Zachary Lance loose in the back. Looks like he saved it, but he's got a heavy right front damage. But no caution. Up front, Giglio going to lead lap number 1. Brad Patton under fire from Bradley Wilson for that second spot. Now Pat to the outside for the lead. And he's going to use that top lane to surge around the 16. And Brad Patton gonna have the lead off turn 4, and he'll lead lap number 2. Nolan Walker serves the drive-through. He's gonna come out 1 lap down, so he'll need a caution and get the lucky dog. Definitely not out of the race by any means. Only car 1 lap down. Looks like Kenny Frisbee did not join us tonight. Oh man, we got a car around the backstretch. Cliff Mullins. I don't see any damage on that 37. Oh, yes I do. Right rear. Not look good. Alright. Back this one up. First caution of the night on lap 3, I think. Oh, man. 3 wide, 26 and 37 get together. On board with the 37 off the back bumper. Hard hit on the inside wall. That's going to be some extensive damage for that 37. It's not a meatball, so he's not out of the race, but definitely going to need to take some time and fix it. But definitely not night over for the 37 team, I don't think. Got a long race, 120 laps to go still. Alright, so we had 31st on back all come down right here. Like mostly fuel only for those not involved in the wreck. Mullen's going to be the only one really repairing damage. 52 also repairing damage from the lap 1 incident. Nolan Walker gets the lucky dog, so all 41 cars back on the lead lap. Let's see what happened with the 52 on lap 1. Back it up there. We're waiting to go green again. So this is lap 1, turn 1. 52 maybe just crowds the 23 down the track. Does a pretty good job saving it. Makes sure he did a good job there going up instead of down into all the other cars. Kind of did a self-sacrifice and took the damage rather than taking others out. He's happy about this caution coming out. He can fix some of that damage. So, issues for Ian Montrose. It sounds like he's having computer troubles. So, he has pulled off the racetrack. Fortunately, our double file, we are going to go green this time. Alright, pace car's off, coming back to the green. And the green one is waving once again. Start there for Brad Patton. Wilson and Giglio going to be door-to-door for second. Now Wilson pulls ahead and he'll clear into second place. Brian Martin going to use the inside lane on the restart. I'll also get by Blake Giglio, and Giglio falls way back on this restart, all the way back to fifth. The disadvantage of restarting on the outside got him there. And Bradley Wilson makes the move to the inside of Patton for the lead. On board with Brian Martin watching this battle for the lead. Oh, a car around on the backstretch. Ryan Pyle. No caution off the racing surface. No damage for the 50, it looks like. He's just going to have to get it going and hope for a caution. Another car involved in that, the 44 Corey Deal. Like Andrew Beach. Nick Cooper. One of the cars in the back falling off because of that. "55, please give room. You are blinking heavily. If you can't fix it, pull off the racetrack." Oh shoot, my microphone was on. Brad Patton still out front, Brad Wilson second, and Brian Martin third. Bradley Wilson makes the pass for the lead. Brad Patton second, Brian Martin third. Brad's trade places. side by side. Third, Garrett Wolfmarter to the inside of Brian Martin. Wolfmarter, your winner at this racetrack last season. That race was mostly ran at nighttime, so I think we're going to see that 32 start to come in as the sun sets. He seems fast already. He's in the third spot, but 32 really showed speed when that sun comes down. Wilson up front, Patton second, Wolfmarter third, Martin fourth, and Wyatt McCombs up into fifth. Bobbin burning the tires off on the top. Get around Wyatt McCombs. Hayden Lowell out to the outside wall, and he gets into it trying to rip it up there. Got a little too much speed through the corner. You know, that's a good point, avid race fan. Giglio, we saw him qualify in on the pole, and he's now falling back to 11th. I think he's trying to save tire, but caution kind of threw a wrench in things for him. Seems to have moved up a lane. Fuel window for these guys, about 47 to 52 laps, somewhere in there. So it's going to be a two-stop race. Right now, most of our top 30 have not come down pit road yet this race. Brad Patton back to the lead, gets around Bradley Wilson. These two just keep trading that lead spot. The fight for the most laps led. Patton desperately wants those points. Driver that leads the most laps gets an extra 5, so you get that in. Every point matters, especially getting 5 of them. Take a look at our tower. Laps led counter right now. Patton leading with 12, Wilson with 8, Giglio with 1. Caution's out. Nolan Walker around on the backstretch along with the 55 of Jesse Jones. .37 off the nose of the 23. The 77 trying to get checked up for it. Just couldn't get slowed down in time. He tried, I could tell. Back it up on board the 77. You can see what happens with the 23 and the 37 up ahead. Yeah, just a tough situation for all those drivers behind. I don't know what happened with the 23 and the 37. Let's back it up. These two seem to be disagreeing about this, so let's back it up. Give your call in the chat. There you go. Alright, everybody coming down pit road for tires. We ran about, I don't know, 12 or 13 laps fully green there, so definitely heated them up. Gonna need some tires here. At least take some fuel so you can make it farther to the end. You know, so as we look down the order, everybody's taking 4 tires. I don't see anybody taking fuel only or 2 tires or anything, except for the 76, who I think missed his box, so he'll probably come down this time around. Went down pit lane, but did not go down into his pit box, so just couldn't get into the pit box. I'm assuming he's going to pit right here. Brad Patton should take over the lead out of pit road. Yeah, let's take a look back at what happened with the 50 and the 44 here. It happened earlier on in this green flag run. 44 just got loose off turn 2. That somehow did not destroy the 50. Surprising. He's out there. He's 1 lap down right now. Not sure who got our lucky dog here. And Walker looks like he's gone a lap down after this. Back to double file. Brad Patton going to take the inside lane. Brad Patton going to be the control car in this restart. Brad Wilson going to be on his outside. Wait for the restart zone. Green flag back in the air. Brad Patton leads us back to the stripe. Complete lap 25. We are 1/5 of the way through this race. Wolfenbarger clears up to second. Good restart for the 32. Wilson and Lowell side by side for the 3rd spot. Harry Grindell. He has slept through, I think, the last 2 races, so good to see him back out here. He's up here knocking on the door of the top 5 out here tonight. He's always been strong at Charlotte. Tonight is no different, it seems like. Hayden up to the outside wall again, right off the bat. Going to use that to get a good run on Brian Martin. Challenge for that 4th spot. He's trying to get up to where that shaded area is on the entry to 1 and 2. More prominent in the exit of turn 4. Hayden's up in the outside wall again. Just not late enough, I think, for that to work. As in sim time, it is 5:43. So at that point now where the track's going to start cooling off, we'll take a look at it. Bottom right of the screen, weather. Started the race around 98 degrees, now down to 93 degrees on the track now. So it's coming down a little bit. It's going to come down a lot more as this race progresses. Does clear the 4th spot. Martin trying to hold on to the top 5 here as Harry Riddell tries to work on the bottom lane. Oh, Martin on the outside wall. Get it too bad. A lot of these guys are fighting for the top lane, but I don't know if that's where you want to be right now. It's great for the short run, but if we go green for a while, your tires are going to be hurting running up there. Especially the right rear tire. Riddell fighting for the 3rd spot to the outside of Bradley Wilson. I think he wants to go for this lead. Oh, man. Riddell now works to the outside of the 32 for 2nd. I hear contact in the back. Somebody just got the wall in turn 1. I think it might have been the 56, honestly. He's falling back to 10th. Now back up to the outside. Riddell going to clear into 2nd. One more car to go. Off the back bumper, the 7 of Patton. Looking back at Harry Riddell. Wilson, Martin side by side for 4th. So top 5. Definitely not content with riding in line. These guys have been shuffling positions all race. Has to go deep. Another one of those drivers that needs a good points night. And he's doing it right now. 6th place would definitely help him in the standings, as he is the 12th driver on the cut line. Drivers he's trying to beat: Kenny Frisbee, Ethan Evers, Casey Graves, Brad Patton, Davis Greenwell, Dakota Lee, Trent Snead, and Nolan Walker. I'd say all those guys are within fighting distance of getting back in the playoffs. I'm sure some could still make it work, but those are the guys that I see realistically making it in. Patrick just looking for a nice clean race here. Obviously with Brad Patton leading, that would definitely put a... Oh man, Hayden Lowell went from top to bottom right there off turn 2. Fighting hard. This is the part of the run where those cars are going to start getting loose. Oh no, Wyatt McCombs! Up to the outside wall. A few more drivers involved in that one. He got turned going into turn 1. That's going to be our 3rd caution of the night. All right, looking at the purple Wannagoons number 10, center of your screen. 13 of Christian Delgado looks to the inside right here. 22 checks up in front. 13, I think, didn't have enough time to react to the 10 checking up. 83 got involved. That might have been the 28 got into the wall, but I think the 83 might have the worst end of the damage here, honestly. Right on board with the 83 through this. Barely got caught. Damage doesn't look too bad for the 83. I thought that crash was going to be a lot worse, but these guys did a good job avoiding each other, and I think most parts came out pretty well unscathed. Okay. Top 20 staying out. Like 20th on back coming down. We are just about a third of the way through this race. 3 cautions so far. Alright, should be heading to the green this time. Be starting lap 42 when we come to the green. Alright, pace car pulls off. The third caution of the night, we're back under green flag condition. Patton with a good restart. Hold on to the lead. Wolfenbarger up to second. Wilson defending for third. O'Keefe finds his way up to fourth. And Brian Martin running out the top 5. Holmes in the 57 up there in 6th. 94, a bit of a blink up there on the outside wall. Christina Giglio running out our top 10 right now. Delgado on the outside of that top 10, running good right now. Trenton Steed in the 12th spot. Casey Graves, another one of those that needs a really good points night. He is 15th in the standings right now. Needs to get up to 12th by the end of next week. So tonight, he's one of those guys that needs a good Charlotte to set himself up good for next week at Talladega. Right now, I'm sure he'd like to be a little bit higher in the running order, but 13th, setting himself up good to have a good rest of the night. Bradley Wilson makes a pass for the lead. Brad Patton back to second. Off back bumper, Bradley Wilson. And a block to the inside. Patton's not going to get there. Harry Grindell came down for 4 tires and fuel on the last caution. He's trying to rip through the field on the newest tires right now. And he's trying to do it quickly. He's coming back from, I'd say, 20th. And the tires seem to be making a pretty big difference. He's ripping by these guys in that top lane. If this stays green, I'm sure we'll see him in the lead in about 10-15 laps. That's the problem. It's got to stay green, otherwise this strategy is going to put him in a bad spot. Patton ripping the outside wall. He's made his way back to the lead using that outside. A good run off turn 2 actually creates some separation back to the 51. Patrick O'Keefe fighting for the 3rd spot at the preferred middle lane. And a good run through 1 and 2. He should clear easily off turn 2 right here. And he does. Patrick O'Keefe up to the 3rd spot. Check in on Harry Grindell. He's up to 9th. Another driver on tires, Quinn Newton and Nick Leo right behind Quinn. All these guys took 4 tires on the last caution. Michael Christopher, another one of those. He has not made it through the field quite as quickly. Back there in 20th. Aiden Lowell took fuel only in the last stop. Well, Collins took 4 tires. Jesse Jones as well with 4. Few others sprinkled around 20s also taking them, but by far Harry Grindell has been the one to take advantage of them the most. He's now up to the 7th spot for the moment. Grindell up to 6th, and now it's getting harder and harder to pass. The farther up you get, the faster cars you're contending with, the harder it is. Now he is starting to have a little bit of trouble getting by, as well as now that his tires are hot, he's not going to have as big of an advantage as he did. The tire advantage is still going to be there. Still can get it done here, it's just he's got to be methodical with it. Oh, got a little sideways off turn 2. Gonna fall into the 5th spot. Ryan Martin, Quinn Newton, battling there for the 6th spot. Quinn obviously on the newer tires. Make the bottom work, I think. Yes, he will. Let me clear off turn 2. Contact for the lead. Bradley Wilson, Patrick O'Keefe, and Brad Patton. 3 wide. Contact again. Wilson slides up into the 92. That forces the 7 car to lift. The 92 squirrely off turn 4. Getting dicey for the lead. Wilson hangs on to it. Now Grindel is here to join the party. And with those newer tires, I see him making quick work of these two. Blake Giglio looks like might have been involved in something this lap. We'll take a look once this battle for the lead settles down. Grindel going to clear to second. Good run on the 51 off turn 2. He's going to stay there. I think he wants the top. Yes, he does. He's going to jump to the 51. Not going to get there. Bradley Wilson with a good run through 3 and 4. Harry going to have a run down the front straightaway. Going to look to the inside into turn 1. Throws it on in. And he should have the lead for the moment. And he does. Harry Grindel to the lead on the newer tires. Wilson going to battle back to the inside, try to force the 70 off the bottom. But those 51's tires are kind of worn out, and he's not going to be able to hold that. All right, let's take a look at what happened at the 16 just a moment ago. Oh, man, contact on the front straightaway. Looks like the 69 actually is involved in this first. The 16 gets a piece of it. Let's back it up here. The 04 loose on the bottom, then the 57 and the 69 get together. And the 16 gets the worst end of it. That happened about 3 laps ago. And the 16 of Giglio looks like he's parked it. Car didn't have a meatball, I don't think, so just didn't want to have to deal with that broken car for the rest of the race. And with his points lead on the cut line, he did not really have to finish this race, I don't think. So definitely going to have to show up for Talladega next week. He's going to lose that advantage he had. Quinn Newton also took 4 tires, and he's up to the 3rd spot. We've gone green for quite a while here. Seems like a good strategy call from these guys that took tires. I'm going to look to the inside of the 51. Get that side draft down the back straightaway. Dive it into turn 3. And he will be clear off turn 4. And they're going to look back to the outside into turn 1. Bradley, oh, scraped the wall. He actually held onto it really well. Still maintained his speed. You know, he's in the wall that time. Again, didn't lose too much of his momentum. Actually still hung on to the right rear of the 88. Quinn's got the better tires. The top lane is just really good right now for Bradley Wilson. Oh, Quinn overdrove turn 3. 32 had to get out of the gas right there. Good battle for the 2nd spot. '51 actually going to clear back into 2nd. Quinn just washing up on off the bottom right there. His tires are very overheated. He got a little too wrapped up in fighting for the second place spot. Overheated the right side tires, and now he's going to have to fall back and let him cool down, I think. Take a look a little bit farther back. Got some other battles going on here. Being lulled, just working in the 18th spot. Fell back a ways earlier. Didn't take tires on this stop, so he's just kind of waiting for something to happen in terms of strategy. Either when he's got to come down for his green flag stop or a caution to come out, something. Right now, just not in a good place with strategy. Harry Grindell on the 4-tire call, still in the lead. Bradley Wilson holding on, only a half-second back. Grindell can pull out and break this draft train behind him and pull out to over a second. Be in a lot better shape, but Bradley Wilson, a lot of speed right now, even with the older tires, holding on strong. Same with Wolfenbarger right behind him. Brad Patton also in the picture. Quinn Newton. Mentioned earlier, his tires got a little overheated. Kind of lost that advantage he had with the newer tires. Fighting for 27th. Andrew Beach, the sponsor of this race. It's still not raining. 188. So thanks to Andrew for sponsoring this. A little inside joke from season 5. You guys are making jokes about it raining at Charlotte, and it just kind of stuck. 3 wide almost. Okay, 26th. Not quite there. It looked like they were going 3 wide for a second. Oh, a spinner on the backstretch. I don't even know who that was. Daniel Llewellyn. Right in the middle of the racetrack. Luckily, everybody avoids him. That's going to be our 4th caution. Oh, looking at a replay, 23 and 83. Off the corner. 23 and 83 just get together. Get it from camera down the straightaway, see if we can get a better view of this. They just kind of come together. I don't think anybody makes a crazy move. 23 comes down a little bit off the wall. Might have been a little bit of neck code. We have to take a look at a view of it. Oh, 5 inches of net code maybe. And Daniel hits the one part in the backstretch wall where it juts out, and that's going to cause a lot of damage for that 23. As everybody's heading down pit road for tires. And with the timing of this caution, ones that took tires on the last pit stop, it's not going to be good for them, because we did not cut out a stop by doing that. Brindell going to win the race off pit road, followed by Wolfenbarger, Newton, Wilson, and Patton, your top 5 off pit road. Logan Wilson stays out this time. All right, so the 76 stays out right here. Drivers having some discussion about it in chat. And on 20, probably about 30-something lap old tires, he's going to stay out and take the green in the lead. Green flag back in the air. Two to the inside. The 70 thought about making it 3 wide to the outside of the 76. 76 in the outside wall. The 70 has got to be fuming already. I'm going to go to the inside. The 76 just got no tires. Not going to be able to hold on. He does the right thing. Goes up to the wall. Now, battle for third is on as Martin and Grudell battle into turn 1. Oh, contact. Grindell and Wilson very close off turn 4. Harry wants that lead back. Grindell all the way to the outside into turn 1. Going to try to build up a run on the 32. He's going to get there off turn 2. Grindell back to the lead to complete lap 73. All right, well, going pretty green right here. Seems to be, oh no, battle for the lead is on. Brad Patton to the outside of Gary Grindell. Did I just say Gary? To the outside of Harry Grindell. There we go. My word. Gary Grindell. Still door to door down the backstretch. And he will clear to the lead. Brad Patton back to the lead again. Ian Montrose going to be pitting this time. He was hoping to get a wave around that last caution. 76 staying out. Kept him from getting a wave around. Going to come down as he's close to the end of his fuel run. Oh, car in the backstretch. Mo Collins spinning. Entering turn 3. 5th caution of the night. '24 Logitech Chevrolet on the outside. Maybe drifts down over the 69's nose at a quick glance. I think that's the 3rd time we've seen something like this tonight. They just kind of come together, I would say. 24 surprisingly doesn't seem to have too much damage from that. And I think we're going to see some drivers coming down for fuel right here as we're close to inside the window. Yeah, Grindel going to come down right here. I think this is a good call. Get your fuel out of the way now. And now you have the opportunity to go to the end of the race without pitting again. Just fuel only for the 70 and company. Like the 52 gonna get the lucky dog here, so back on the lead lap. But Brad Patton gonna maintain the lead. 5 cautions so far and 79 laps. Let's take a look at our weather. Keep an eye on that as the sun comes down. Last time we checked it was 93 degrees, now it's down to 88. As this track cools down, it's going to be a lot more grip for these cars. Bradley Wilson? Oh, I thought he was pitting for a second. That wouldn't have been a good decision. Good thing it wasn't actually pitting. Alright, should be coming to the green right here. Next time by, the pace car lights go out. It will be 45 to go when we take the green flag. Kenny, what happened? I saw you drop out before the race started. Alright, coming back to the green. Green flag back in the air, Brad Patton. Not a great restart. 32 actually holds on. They're going to be side by side into turn 1. 32 all over the quarter panel at 7. He's going to pull him back. Wolfenbarger with a great run down the backstretch. And he's going to clear for the lead. Bradley Wilson in tow. Now Wilson all the way up to the outside wall. Sparks flying off and caution is out. Brian File and many others. Heavy damage in turn 1. Looks to the inside, 3 wide. 20, oh, the 42 clips the 56, then the 50 off the nose of the 42. You're good? Alright. So that is caution number 6, I think. Wolfenbarger has the lead after this one. Brad Patton and Brian Martin going to come down and top off on fuel now. Others behind them as well. All right. Sorry, I just saw chat, Kenny. That is really unfortunate. So anybody on the broadcast wondering, the 11 having power outage issues, completely out of his control and misses the race tonight. Like you said, Kenny, 6 points out of the chase coming into this race. That is very unfortunate. You still have one more week at Talladega. I know that'd be a long shot, but there's a chance. Back to the green front row, all Shenandoah shine. Green's back in the air. And restart for the front two. That's going to keep Michael Christopher fighting for the third spot. And green flag is over already. One more caution. It's added to the list. There's another big one on the front straightaway. Got a lot of hurt cars in this one. Back it up and see. 71. Oh man. Goes around off turn 4. On board with the 76. Just Maybe the air got taken off of him by the 76, and the 71 just goes around off turn 4. Seven of Brad Patton, pretty big damage in that. Same with the 54. 71, obviously. The 42 and the 52 get into it after. Put us under our 7th caution. Take a look at our race stats so far. Obviously, like I said, 7 cautions, 13 lead changes. 69 of our 87 completed laps have been under green. 6 different leaders. A really good race, I would say, up to this point. Had a few cautions here and there, but had some green flag racing. Now we just can't seem to get away from these restarts. Be going green next time by. All those cars that decided to come down 2 cautions ago, Harry Gurdell, Trent Sneed, Davis Greenwell, Jeff Price, they're all in a really good spot. They're almost inside the top 10 already, and they really haven't passed anybody. Top 11 haven't come down in 20 laps. I don't think they can make it to the end on fuel yet. It's going to be close. We're going to have to do a little bit of saving. These cautions have helped them out, though. Pace car is off the track. Field comes back to the green. 31 cars on the lead lap. 33 still racing. Taking it back 34. Marder and Wilson again with a good restart. 22 Michael Christopher clears the 3rd. Now it's Graves and O'Keefe fighting for the 4th spot. 3 wide right here. Cole Owen to the inside. Not quite. He's going to back off in turn 3. Force Trent need to get off the gas. Michael Christopher looking for his first one in the Cup Series in, I think, roughly 2 years. Been a bit of a drop for that 22 team. Ran really good in the points the last few seasons. Just haven't been able to get the victory lane. And it seems like he's had a lot of speed all season. Few second place finishes. Had a dual win earlier in the season. I don't know if you count that or not. But he's up there in top 3 right now. He's 3rd in the points right now. So you can tell he's had a good season. He's up to the 2nd spot now. And to the outside of Wolfenbarger. A good run for the 22 into turn 3. He's to the lead. Michael Christopher takes the lead off turn 4 and leads his first lap of the race. And last pit lap on the board. The last time any of these drivers came down. And all those guys with laps 68 and 69, they're going to be close on fuel at the end of this race. If they can make it at all. So they're hoping another caution comes out, let's say 20 laps, and everybody has to take tires anyway. Everybody else is kind of hoping we'll just go green at the end, especially those like Brent Sneed, Harry Gurdell, who took fuel 15 laps ago and can make it to the end. They're hoping we go green and they can take the lead off the fuel strategy. But Mike, right now, fuel strategy aside, Michael Christopher out front, followed by Patrick O'Keefe and Ronnie Holmes, all getting up inside the top 3. Wolfenbarger and Wilson going to drop back, maybe a fuel save. Not sure. Mike Christopher seems to be driving away with this thing right now. Wilson back to the top lane. Take it back in the fuel saving. He's driving that thing hard. Holmes goes up to take the air away. Caution's out. Big wreck in turn 3. Brad Patton involved in this one as well. Same with the 69 and Nick Leo. 24 Jamal Collins. Back it up and see what happened. 69 and 74 get together on the back straightaway. And several drivers involved in this one. Watching the 74, it's the DeWalt camouflage Camry on the bottom, and the 69 Jewel car on the top. 74 just comes up into the 69. See what these leaders decide to do. Tires or not. 57 on Holmes going to come down. Everybody else? No, not everybody else. Seems like a split decision. About 50-50 for this whole field on if they want to pit or not. Some guys wanting to get some track position. Some others wanting the new tires. And with 29 laps to go now, you're starting to get to that point where track position is going to matter a little bit more than tires. Nevertheless, about half the field electing to come down, take some tires. Since I want to talk to him, let's get a word with our leader. Got to say. Hey, Mike, it's Lucas. You got me? Hello? Okay, we don't have Mike. He might not want to be cursed here, so we'll just we'll drop him back out of the chat. Who else we got? You know what? Blake Giglio in the infield care center. Let's talk to him really quick. Hey Blake, it's Lucas. You got me?
Yeah, how's it going?
Hey man, well, took you a while to get out of the infield care center for that small hit, but now you're out here on the side of the track with a Canon camera. What's going on?
Yeah, my computer's a pile of shit. I mean, my camera's a pile of shit, and lots of people's cars are rendering down the backstretch and some aren't. So we have about 800 different angles, but everyone's getting their picture taken.
I got you, man. Well, appreciate
Some people are getting
that.
their picture taken on the lineup shoot before qualifying, which actually is a pretty cool angle. I don't mind. So we're getting the pictures done. Some people's are better than others, just because my computer ain't wanting to fire all some cylinders here. So we'll figure it out though. We'll get them all done.
The Blake Giglio photography service up and running. It sounds like.
We're trying. I don't know. You've seen some sneak peeks. I don't know how they're looking, but we're trying.
Looking great. I appreciate you doing that, man. We're going back green here. Enjoy the rest of the race.
Good luck.
That was Blake Giglio, our part-time photographer here, now that he's not racing. And pace car is off. Mike Chris in control. Look at restart. And green flag back in the air. Not a good restart. It's going to hold up to 70. Not happy on the radio about it. Christopher clear into the lead. Going to bring Bradley Wilson with him, and Patrick O'Heath going to fall back to third on that one. Wilson, oh man, just about tagged the wall. And Christopher going to... Oh, caution back out again. Nick Leo involved again. Alright, into turn 3. 69's in the wall. And the 54 just couldn't get out of the way. On board with the 54. 69, I think his car's a little broken from the wall. 54 is just trying to hold his lane. And just checking up, his car is killed. You guys just trying their best to avoid something. Win, it's Lucas, you got me?
No, this is Mike Christopher.
Oh, sorry, Mike. You sound a little different. Must be a new microphone.
Yeah, new microphone. Saving fuel on it.
All right. Well, you're leading the race, man. How's it going?
Yeah, you know, we got a fast shot right out here. I'd like to thank 712Breaks, Lucas Hoytsman for putting this on, Blake Giglio Motors. You know, we got a real fast hot rod out here today, and, you know, we're going to pull this through. We're going to win this guaranteed.
Oh, strong words. Trying to curse yourself almost. Not the strategy I'd go with, man, but, you know, less than 25 to go. Getting down to it.
Yeah, you know, yeah, it's getting down to the end here. I've got full confidence that I'm going to win this race and blow by everybody else.
So you said he was saving fuel on the headset. Is he saving fuel on the motor too? Is that, you know, what's going on there?
You know, I cannot confirm, but, you know, I do have that extra hidden fuel cell that we are using in these cars. Don't tell tech, but yeah, so I'm good to the end. I'm good for at least another 100 laps.
Oh, okay, Joey Logano. Well, good luck. Hope you win.
Yeah, me too, me too.
All right, well, that was Mike Christopher / Quinn Newton who's talking to us. Should be going 1 to green right here. Green with about 23 laps to go. Sorry, 22, I think. That's math. Taking 23 this time by. Tires up front really have not got hot yet. Gone about 5 or 6 laps each green run since the last time they pit, and then we get a caution that cools the tires back down. They go green again, cools the tires down. The next time they get a caution, and you know the heat cycles. If you don't get a lot of heat in these next gen tires, they don't wear that much, and that's why I think these guys up front that have stayed out this long as they can make it on gas, they're on a pretty good strategy right now. If it goes green all the way to the end, they're going to be in trouble, because once the tires heat up, that tire wear is going to matter. But for right now, they're in a good spot. Yeah, exactly, Scripture. Sitting at 9 cautions right now. The single race record, I think, was said it was 13 cautions. That was the Sim Racer Hub number. Sometimes Sim Racer Hub estimation caution count. So, just going off Sim Racer Hub, 13 cautions is the record here at Charlotte in the Cup Series. There are 4 cautions away from that with 22 to go. We hit it. Next week we go to a real racetrack. That's right. That's right, Trem. Talladega, famously known as the real racetrack by Tony Stewart especially. Here we go. Pace car is off. Michael Christopher in control. Green flag back in the air. Really good restart for the 22 and the 92. Not quite going to come with him. As 1 and 2 starting to be casting shadows. Wilson going to clear the second. Wolfenbarger fighting with O'Keefe for third. Jeff Price up inside the top 5. He's got 10-lap newer tires in the top 4. Cautions out. Harry Gardella runs in the background. Heavy contact again with the 56. Oh man, the 70 just kind of comes up into the 94, I think, on first glance. '94 gets in the wall. 70 just, I think, just didn't have enough time to adjust his line there. All right. That's going to throw a wrench in everything again. Under caution with 20 laps to go. Leaders have been out here for 37 laps without pitting. So the report from the radio on why the 70 didn't hold the brakes is he didn't have all the cars rendered in his mirror. Didn't know there were people behind him. So do with that what you will. That's the radio report from the 70. Pace car lights are out. We'll go green next time. Bye. Coming to green, it's going to be 18 laps to go. .22 in the lead. Going to be the control car coming through the restart zone. Green flag back in the air. Good restart for the 22. 32 is going to come right with him. And these guys behind know with how many cautions we've been getting, they got to get this lead back now. Because the more cautions we get, the less likely they'll get that run to get to the lead. 22 is going to have to block hard here. 32 looks low at the entry of the corner. Wolfenbarger's going to have a run down the front straightaway. Not quite. Didn't have enough on exit. Got side drafted by the 51 as well. Now those two are side by side into turn 1. Christopher runs middle. Good run for Mike Chris off turn 2. Wilson up to second. Wolfenbarger falls back to third. O'Keefe fourth. Price in fifth. Trying to hold off a desperate Casey Graves. Trying to get points. Wilson and Wolfenbarger side by side again. Wolfenbarger takes back the second spot. Coming to 15 laps to go. And it's this point in the run where the tires are going to start to matter. First car on newer tires, I would say, is Ronnie Holmes. Technically, Jeff Price has 10-lap newer tires than the leaders. I don't think they're going to matter much because they're still 32 laps old. Ronnie Holmes with 14-lap old tires. He's at 9th. Christopher side by side with Wolfenbarger. Down the backstretch, Wolfenbarger not going to get there yet. Now looks to the inside in turn 3. Christopher using that preferred outside lane. Going to try to get a run off turn 4. They're side by side to the line. Christopher going to barely lead lap 111. And now Wilson giving help to his teammate. Going to push the 32 to the lead. Side by side for second. Wolfenbarger going to give draft to the 51. Christopher runs high into turn 3. Wilson tried to enter deep. 22 going to get another good run off turn 4. And not quite going to clear the 51. With another good run through 3 and 4. 1 and 2. Sorry, I got the track backwards. It's hard to do at this place, but I did it somehow. Coming to 12 laps to go. Michael Christopher, Bradley Wilson still side by side for second. Wilson barely going to clear off turn 4. That'll move him up to second. Twelve laps to go. Wolfenbarger, Wilson, and Christopher. Now Christopher under fire from O'Keefe. 3 wide for second. Back to 2 wide as Wilson and O'Keefe catch the wall. Christopher wants to get back to second. He needs that opportunity. Wilson or Christopher got to clear if they want a chance at the 32 car. Bradley Wilson blinking. Lost him for a second. Sorry about that. Dead heat at the line for third. But top lane is just really good right now as the sun sets. Christopher going to clear into fourth. Now he's going to move up. Mike Chris just hasn't been comfortable in the top lane tonight. I think that's the biggest issue right here. He's going to fall back to fifth. He's side by side with Casey Graves for the fourth spot. Casey gonna move up to 4th. Wilson ran the top in 1 and 2, trying to build a run on the 32. Patrick O'Keefe up to 2nd. We now have 7 laps to go. Can Patrick O'Keefe get up there to that 32 car? By the way, the tires have not mattered at all. These leaders, I don't know what their fuel situation looks like. I'm assuming they're good with the lines they're running, but this is their 50th lap without pitting. And earlier in the race, we said you can only make, under green flag conditions, upwards of 50 laps on a tank of fuel. That's on the high end. And they just passed 51 now. Now, there were a lot of caution laps sprinkled in there, so I think they should be good, but just something to keep in mind here. If we go to a green-white checkered, it might throw a wrench in things. Ronnie Holmes, mentioned earlier, he's on the, I would say, the newest tires. He's gotten up to almost 7th. He's in the battle for it right now. Good clear to that 7th spot. O'Keefe not able to make up much ground on the 32. He started to pull away from the 51. 5 laps to go. He's still got time. That was not a good 3 and 4 for the 92. He's going to lose another 10th. Now he goes up to the top, try to make that work, get out into some clean air. Not much going to do up there. Wolfenbarger trying to go back-to-back here at Charlotte. Off turn 4. 0.8 of a second over Patrick O'Keefe. 3 laps to go. When Newton gets by Ronnie Holmes, also has some newer tires. Oh, contact almost made. The 57 slides up off of 2. Does a good job not getting into the 88. 3 wide for 2nd. Casey Graves, Patrick O'Keefe, and Bradley Wilson all stacked up right there. 2 laps to go. Contact is made up front. The 92 goes around. And there is no caution. Off the racing surface, nobody else involved. It is a shame for the 92, but a caution wouldn't have helped his problems anyway. NASCAR totally would have thrown one of those, but we're not NASCAR. Dakota Lee, as the white flag waves, he's up to 2nd. Bradley Wilson 3rd. Michael Christopher finds his way inside the top 5 again, as him and Casey Graves battle for the 3rd spot. 3 wide off turn 2. Garrett Wolfenbarger on an island up there. We'll keep an eye on this battle for 3rd. Michael Christopher now clears to the 3rd spot. Wilson's in the wall. 22 comes off the corner. 3 wide at the line. Who's going to get it? Oh, they contact after the line, but that was a good finish for 3rd. And Casey Graves gets it by 0.06 of a second. Garrett Wolfenbarger takes home the win. Top 5, Garrett Wolfenbarger, Dakota Lee, Casey Graves, Michael Christopher, and Bradley Wilson. As Wolfenbarger was able to build a 2-second lead in the final laps. are going to burn it down on the front stretch. Hey, Garrett, it's Lucas. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, man. Well, that was a crazy race for you. Battling up front all night, and at the end there, you guys stayed out for the last 55 laps and were able to take it home. Your tires didn't even seem that bad. You saved them well. How was it?
Oh yeah, it was a fun race. Just qualified pretty good in the top 10, and just stayed up front the whole time and tried to save as much tires as I could. I knew I was pretty good on the long run and could save those tires. And I seen a lot of those guys go up there, fly past everyone on the outside. I knew their tires were gonna just fall off really bad. So once we got all those yellows, I'm just talking to Bradley and everyone else in there. Appreciate Nick Cooper too. He's our crew chief while we're racing. He's giving us the strategies, and he kept saying stay out. So we kept staying out, and just got lucky there at the end. I mean, I got a great restart and got past. I'm not sure who was leading. It was Christopher, I think. Michael Christopher was leading there on that last restart, and we got around him, and they started battling behind us, and we just kept going and put a gap on them. So that was a pretty good finish there.
Yeah, man, that was a great finish. And those guys started fighting each other. You just had to keep it clean, and you did. You pulled over 2 seconds as they were battling each other. That was a...
Yeah, I was praying they weren't going to wreck. I was just the whole time, just please don't wreck it.
I thought we had the race-altering caution there when the 92 got turned, but lucky for you, he kept it off the racing line, and you take home the win, man. Got anybody you want to shout out for it?
Shenandoah Shine, Mooncar, Brantley Bryant for making my paint skate designs, even though he's not racing. He should be, but he's a wussy. I don't know what he's doing. He joins our Discord but doesn't race. Not sure what he's doing there, but everyone for helping out, being teammates. Bradley, Casey, Nick Cooper, Ryan, even though he got wrecked. So appreciate all those guys and having fun and hanging out with us. Big field tonight again. 42 cars out here racing, so it's always good. And you for broadcasting and running this league. Been great so far, and got us another one back to back, and feeling good.
Absolutely, man. Well, appreciate you talking to us. Congrats on your 3rd win of the season. See you next week for Talladega.
Yeah, it'll be a scary one, but hopefully we can, one of us can get a win here.
Definitely, man. See you.
Thanks.
That was Garrett Wolfbarger. Now we'll get a word with our 3rd place finisher. Chat we do. Hey, Dakota, it's Lucas. You got me?
I gotcha.
Hey, man. Well, put it on the podium and up to 2nd. We're almost in the fight for the lead, but Garrett just slipped away from you guys. But still, really good run for you, man. How was it?
It was a lot of fun. The first part of my race, it was plagued with connection issues. I kept getting up to 15th, would blink and have to drop all the way back. I felt like I had the pace to actually be up here in the top 10, top 5. I was rolling the center real well, so I'm happy to get up to 2nd. That makes me real happy. I wish I could have got to Garrett a couple more laps maybe, but I'll take the 2nd.
Yeah, 2nd place in a 42-car field. Really impressive. And, you were, like you said, you had some trouble at the start, but you were running up front the last half of that race. You seemed like you had a lot of speed.
Yeah, I was able to back up my entry in 3 and 1 real good and just roll the center and off.
Tire saving, really big deal in these cars, and you seem to have a handle on it, man. Shove on the 2nd. You got anybody you want to shout out for it?
It's everybody at C2X. Appreciate all them guys helping me out, and my buddy Tyler, who makes my paints. I really appreciate him. Helps me out a lot with those. And I want to thank you for putting on this nice series. It was a lot of fun tonight.
I appreciate it. Congrats on the 2nd. Pace scheme looks great, by the way, so you did a great job on that. And see you next week for Talladega.
Absolutely. Thanks, Lucas.
That was Dakota Lee finishing 2nd. Now we'll get a word with our 3rd place finisher. Casey, it's Lucas. You got me?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Well, man, you were up there battling for the lead at the end. Garrett just kind of got away from you guys, but still, podium finish for you. That's what you wanted in the points, right?
Yeah, that was a big weight off my shoulders going into Dega, especially after starting pretty dead. I think it was dead last or second to last. Oh, just good run. I just kind of that last run. I was hoping for another yellow. I pushed a little bit too early and burned my right front up, and then I just kind of backed it off for about 5 laps and didn't quite have enough. Garrett was good. It was just a big track position battle tonight.
Yeah, it seemed like it. You guys staying out 55 laps, I think you guys put on those tires. Obviously, a lot of them were under yellow, but still, you went a long way in the fuel, a long way in the tires, and you guys were still fast even with that.
Yeah, the track cooled down and it helped, which that's typically what happened here. I had to go back and play back the broadcast and all that from last few seasons running here. I knew the strategy and it just kind of paid off. I had to yell at Wolfie and Brad to try to get them not to pit. Maybe I should have had them pit, but because Cooper pitted and he got caught up. That was what I was worried about.
Yeah, I heard Nick was kind of crew chiefing for you guys from back there, so good thing you guys stayed out and listened to him, and it was crazy there. Well, I want to inform you, you are up to 11th in points, put in the points, so
good.
Gained 4 spots, what you wanted.
Yeah, I just got to survive Talladega now. But last night I was good, so maybe that'll carry over.
Going into next week with a looks like 40-something point lead on the cut line, so definitely going to be nerve-wracking for you, man. What are you thinking is going to go on at Talladega?
I don't know. Talladega's weird because the track's wider, so it'll probably be a little bit cleaner than Daytona. Hopefully we get a green run and maybe green flag pit stop, spread everybody out.
Man, well, don't want to keep you too long. You got anybody you want to shout out for the podium finish?
You of course put on the league and doing the broadcast. Who sponsored the race? Was it Andrew?
Yep, Andrew Beach.
Get a shout out Andrew for sponsoring the not raining or still not raining or whatever it is. All the guys at True Speed, Cooper for racing with me, Kane. I don't know. I think Kane was working, so he didn't get to make it. Stein guys for racing with me. It's been good racing with them, and we can kind of bounce feedback, and I think it's helped all of us, honestly.
Absolutely, man. Well, appreciate you talking to us. Congrats on the third, and we'll see you next week for Talladega.
All right, thank you.
That was Casey Graves finishing third tonight. Always good to talk to him. And that top 3, man, those 3 earned it. Those guys were fast all race. And honestly, I think a lot of people finished where they should have. There was some shenanigans that went on at the end, and we'll run through that here as we go through our final results. Taking home the win, Garrett Wolfbarger, followed by Dakota Lee in second, Casey Graves third, Michael Christopher in fourth. Led a lot of laps at the end. Maybe burnt the tires off a little bit and allowed Wolfbarger to get by, but still really good effort from that 22 team, just backing up his strong runs all season, and I'm sure going to finish in the top 3 in points at the end of this thing. Bradley Wilson, another one of those strong runners all season. He takes home the top 5. Quentin Newton has had a rough season and gets that 6th place, almost gets the top 5. Really good run for that 88 team. What he needed. Christian Delgado taking home a 7th. Trenton Sneed 8th. Find him in the top 10 as well. Another good run for a guy who's not had a great season so far. So finally found some luck tonight. Wyatt McCombs taking home a 9th. Jeff Price as well taking home the top 10. Ronnie Holmes in 11th, Garrett Warren 12th, Jeremy Scherer 13th, Dave Hoytsma 14th, Grant Lavin 15th, Brian Jackson 16th, Nolan Walker 17th, Howell Owen 18th, Jesse Jones 19th, Mateo Ortiz 20th, Brad Patton 21st, DJ Swiss 22nd, Jamal Collins 23rd, Patrick O'Keefe 24th, Davis Greenwell 25th, Brian Martin 26th, Matt Grubb in 27th, Daniel Llewellyn 28th, Zach Swicegood 29th, Nick Cooper 30th, Hayden Lowell 31st, sorry about that. Harry Grindell 32nd, Zachary Lance 33rd, Nick Leo 34th, Logan Wilson 35th, Andrew Beach, the sponsor of the race, finishes 36th, so not the night he wanted, but appreciate you sponsoring the race, Andrew. Hope you had fun before things went south. Brian File taking home 37th, Cliff Mullins 38th, Blake Giglio 39th, Ian Montrose 40th, Corey Deal 41st, and Kenny Frisbee 42nd. Well, that's going to do it for tonight. hope you all enjoyed. Make sure to tune in next week for the, I'm sure what will be an insane Talladega race. So be ready for that one. But for now, I'm Lucas Hoitzma. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next week for Talladega.